There is always something wrong in SA politics. There must be something stupid, something ridiculous, something childish happening in the South African political space that it just goes to show how silly and demented the current leaders of this country are. Before we get into it, please make sure you subscribe and like the video. It does wonders for the channel. My name is Katlego. Welcome to Citizen Concerned, where we remind you to beware of the comrades. Look at this foolish woman who acts as if she has no sense of what is right and wrong. Her salary was or is 2.9 million rands. She was the boss in the National Assembly. She held the job of being the Speaker of Parliament. Mapisa-nqakula was the most powerful person in Parliament. If I'm not mistaken, that position also makes her the most powerful person after the President. Let me know if you think otherwise. An email or a comment under this video will suffice. In a country where the ANC is the governing party, in a country where most of us citizens believe politicians are not doing what we are paying them high salaries to do, in a country where many people rely on 370 rand in social grants per month to make ends meet, in a country where many taxpayers have lost jobs due to business closures, in a country where people are not receiving increases and bonuses because of the poor economic climate brought on by the ANC, in a country where most people are unemployed because of the same poor economic climate, this woman saw it fit to spit in the faces of all citizens. Parliament approved a salary of 2.6 million for the job of Secretary to Parliament, which was advertised, and a man named BIDBZAJJ is the person who got that job. Congratulations! A job to be Secretary to Parliament was advertised with a salary of 2.4 to 2.6 million. You applied, we assume, and you won and got hired. The sickening thing about this foolish woman, who is very well known for abusing her privileges and her power, is that in such a bad economic climate, and Parliament having agreed on the salary which was to be paid to the Secretary to Parliament, this ANC vulture of a politician saw it fit to substantially increase the salary of BIDBZAJJ within a year on the job.
Parliament's Powers and Privileges Committee has given National Assembly Speaker mapisa-nqakula 1 week to provide a written explanation for increasing the salary of Secretary BIDBZAJJ. This comes after it emerged last year that George is earning almost 70% more than the 2.6 million rand salary Parliament earmarked for the job when it was advertised, or when it advertised the vacancy. The DA has written a complaint accusing mapisa-nqakula of violating the Code of Conduct and Ethics.
The Speaker came to Parliament and said this is what the Secretary to Parliament would be earning in accordance to the advertisement which was put out, which said it would be a total amount of 2.6 million rand. And afterwards, then that salary was hiked to more than 70% in less than a year. And none of this was ever shared with the members of Parliament. Yet, we adopted the motion as the House to appoint the Secretary on the basis that he would be paid this much money. And in fact, if one goes back to that sitting, when this matter was decided on, Aldrin, every single opposition party stood up and said, we may be supporting this, but it is on the basis that we will stick to what was advertised, because we were of the view that 2.6 million rand is what should a Secretary to Parliament be earning.
Members of Parliament were worried this would happen, and they raised their concerns. They knew the salary that was meant for the position, but they suspected that this Speaker would do exactly this. They were promised that no such thing would happen. They were promised that the appointment would be in line with the advertised and agreed upon package. But later it came out that the Speaker of Parliament approved a salary hike from the advertised 2.4 to 2.6 million up to 4.4 million rand. In what world is this acceptable? Why would this be okay? It's the same job, and what makes this Xolile individual so deserving of a salary higher than the Speaker herself, and even higher than the President? This is a capped job wherein the members of Parliament had agreed that 2.6 million would be the salary. But just because of this foolish and hard-headed woman, the salary simply rose to 4.4 million. What kind of leaders do we have in this country? They misuse and just overspend with our money as if there are no better things that could be done with our money. Imagine, some of us are begging for 10% increases and we are lucky if we get them. Some of us are begging for bonuses and thank God if we get them. But the people we give our taxes to are overpaying each other without a worry in the world. What is wrong with these people? This man, who is not a member of parliament, not a minister, he's not a vice president, but he earns more than his boss, the Speaker of the House. He earns more than all the members of parliament. He earns more than all the ministers. He even earns more than the president. And for what? To be the secretary to the parliament. I'm very sorry, but what is the job description for this guy? I'm pretty sure that any executive secretary could have done his job for the initial 2.4 to 2.6 million and still done it better. I know he or she would need to have specific competencies, but what competencies could Xolile possibly have that make him more valuable than ministers and even the president? An executive salary with a legal qualification would have sufficed. Please tell me if I'm missing something here. These ANC vultures make it seem like they're doing something very complicated and sophisticated, but the results say something else. In keeping with the foolishness of our government, this guy even has a deputy secretary. So not only is he getting paid 4.4 million, but he even needs someone to assist him do his job. Yeah, ne? Clearly, the ANC does not understand that they are supposed to be servants. Being a leader in the ANC allows for these people to live prestigious lives that they don't even earn in any fashion. Guys, these are the people we have in charge of the country. Can we please change this on the 29th of May, please? The ANC has been quiet about mapisa-nqakula for too long. She has been known to bend or break the law, allegedly, from helping her son's girlfriend jump the border into South Africa.
Now, the Burundian woman, whom Defense Minister mapisa-nqakula is accused of smuggling into the country, has broken her silence. In an exclusive interview with the SABC, Michelle Wege insists that mapisa-nqakula's 2013 involvement is getting her out of the DRC and into South Africa was legal and above board. Mapisa-nqakula used an Air Force flight to bring Wege into the country, something she has publicly said she doesn't regret.
Imagine border jumping, defying immigration rules, the same immigration rules that her own party implemented. She broke them. And the ANC did nothing to her. The government did nothing to her. Imagine. She didn't even try to do this using her own money. No, she used an Air Force plane funded by our taxes to do it when she was a Minister of Defense. Do you guys know how much it costs to charter a plane to travel to Burundi? I can tell you from no experience of mine, it ain't cheap. But this is why we see it being common that the police officers use police vehicles to go pick up their girlfriends and to buy groceries. State resources are being used by some government officials, government employees to do whatever they please. They learned from the best, didn't they? The ANC is wasteful. They reward themselves while they make life harder for the rest of us. This all happens when the government is continually telling us that they don't have money. This means money is being wasted, Mos. They waste money overpaying each other. They waste money on luxuries that most of us taxpayers will never know. People of South Africa, let's vote out the ANC, please. Jacob Zuma also had his chance. He looted his own share. He is still ANC, so please do not vote for his MK party. Stay away from the EFF too, please. These three parties are just the same. Check out our manifesto reviews if you need that kind of help to decide. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Katlego. This is Citizen Concerned. Until next time, beware of the comrades.